I am so hyped I finally have an excuse to talk about this anime. Spice and Wolf has been one of my favorite anime for a long time, and when I heard it was getting a remake, I was so hyped for it. And so far, it has absolutely lived up to and even surpassed my expectations. This anime is amazing for so many reasons that I want to talk about in this video. But before doing that, if you find yourself liking this video by the end, maybe think about leaving a like, and drop a sub as well, it helps out a bunch. But anyway, let's get into this. If you have never seen the original anime, you are in for a ride with this one. This anime does a lot to really get you invested in everything. The world is vast, there are interesting characters, good lore, and overall the story is just solid, but I will be talking about all of these things in more detail as we get into the video, so let's do that. One of my favorite things in this anime is the characters, especially Lawrence, try to use their brains in most situations instead of brawn. He tries to come up with good plans and strategies to help him out of dire situations. Sometimes those plans do involve a little fighting, but he is always thinking of plans and of ways to help his situation. He has this ability to think on the fly as well, which is a really useful skill to have. Lawrence may not be the strongest or even smartest person in the series, as he does often get outsmarted, but he has an ability and an ally that allows him to make mistakes and still come out on top in the end. There is this fear that a lot of people have, and that fear is the fear of change. Change can be a scary thing because you can never predict change. Change just happens, and we have to accept it for what it is. There are a lot of characters in the series that have a fear of change as well. They worry about the future and what it holds. Holo is a character that has a fear of change. She wants to go back to her homeland, but changing in the way she sees the world and how the world views her is pretty scary. She doesn't want to experience change, until she gets closer to Lawrence and starts experiencing the ever-changing life of a traveling merchant. Change is all around us, and although it can be scary, we have to learn to accept it, otherwise we will never be able to move forward in life and change for ourselves. One of the coolest things about this anime is that despite the fantasy setting and fake currency, it still does a really good job at teaching you basic economics. Like some of the stuff they talk about in this anime can be used in the real world, which is pretty interesting. The addition of all of this makes this anime a lot more interesting and unique. How many anime do you know that talk about economics and do so in an entertaining way? My guess is not many. That's what makes the series fun and also very unique and interesting to experience. One of the best arcs in this show is when Lawrence gets a little overconfident and ends up losing a lot of money because of it. Nobody wants to help him out at all because of a really stupid reason. This tells you that you should never trust a merchant. Most of them are not like Lawrence. Most of them are greedy assholes who only think about themselves, which I do understand to some extent, like you need to look after yourself, but if someone I know is asking me for help, then I'm going to help them the best I can. Lawrence really needed these people's help and they abandoned him. But it taught him a good lesson about trust and overconfidence that he needed to learn before it was too late. The development in the relationship between Holo and Lawrence is really well done. They have great interactions with each other and they make for a really entertaining duo. The development of their romance is also really good. You can already tell that they care about each other a lot. They just haven't realized it has gone beyond friendship. Like how Holo is constantly provoking Lawrence into doing or saying things that she wants. It makes it pretty funny and really entertaining. Holo definitely has an abrasive personality, but she is also someone who doesn't want to be alone anymore, and Lawrence gives her the companionship that she has been waiting for a long time. Their relationship is honestly really wholesome and great to see develop. This anime is fucking gorgeous. Like they seriously did an amazing job remaking this anime and making it look even better than the original. Everything in this anime is smooth. The animation is amazing and the art style is nice as well. Overall, I would say everything is good and very beautiful, even the damn music, which fits the vibe perfectly for the series and has made the series way better. But that isn't even the best part of this anime. This goes without saying at this point, but the characters in this anime are fucking awesome. Holo and Lawrence are a great main character duo. Holo is the snarky, arrogant woman, but not in a bad way, and Lawrence is the smart, level-headed merchant. They each keep each other in check and also help each other out in their times of need. There are a lot of other characters in this anime that are really solid as well. Honestly, it's impressive the amount of characters in this series, some of which only appearing for a single episode, and yet a lot of these characters are still pretty well written and compelling characters. Like Nora, for instance, being a really good example, as she has appeared in more than one episode, but out of all the side characters so far, she is by far the most compelling. We get to see her personality in action, and we even get to see her work beside Lawrence and Holo to make big plays. She is a kind-hearted and smart girl with a dream, and that dream has forced her to work with Lawrence and Holo for a bit. But Nora isn't the only decent side character in this anime. A lot of the merchant characters we see Lawrence interact with are pretty interesting characters in their own rights. These guys have their own reasons for doing what they do. Some of them are good people, and some aren't. But it's actually cool to see so many different types of merchants and how each of them operate their businesses. We even get to see some that are successful and some that are on the verge of bankruptcy, where we get to see how one would act in a desperate situation like that. The character writing in the series has managed to be captivating across the board from even the most minor of characters. It makes the world feel a lot more alive and real than most worlds in anime. Spice and Wolf is one of the most real anime out there. This remake has been exceptional from the very start all the way to where it is now, and I'm sure it'll continue to do so. I was honestly surprised by how well this remake has gone, as I can be a bit skeptical about these things sometimes, but it is actually incredible and has actually turned out to be the definitive addition for the anime. As the original had a lot of anime-only content, but this series is very faithful to the light novels, which just makes it better. Spice and Wolf really is just amazing, and you need to check it out if you haven't.